All right, now let's look at another map. This one's a little more complicated. It's from the New York Times, just post 9/11, when we were worried about our oil supplies at risk coming out of the Middle East. So we ask again, what's the spatial dimension? In this case, we have a multivariate map, meaning that we have two thematic overlays. One is the points for the billions of barrels of oil held in reserves by regions. And the second is the lines showing the flow of oil from different regions to the United States. So the spatial characteristic in this case would be discrete for the points and sequential for the lines. If we ask the level of measurement, we ask, are there numbers present first? Yes, there's numbers present. So then we assume it's quantitative, and we have to question, is it interval or ratio now? Can we make a ratio claim? If we look at the legend, known oil reserves by region, billions of barrels, and thousands of barrels a day for the lines. So we can say that 2 barrels is twice as great as 1 barrel, so we can make a ratio claim, so it is ratio. The next is the visual variable. We'll start with the points. The points are actually doing 2 visual variables, if you can see. The first one, the primary one, is size, and that's tied to the barrels. And the second one is color, which actually matches the decade. On the lines, we see the same thing. The width of the line is getting thicker based on the amount of flow, so it's size again, and color for decades. So in this case, we could say color and size. Are we appropriately using those visual variables? Well, first think about size. And size, if we want to vary size, we usually think of quantities. So quantitative data, we're using ratio data, so it's fine. And then with color, we could ask, color is a qualitative variable, or it better represents qualitative data. And in this case, we're looking at decades, the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And so decades are qualitatively different, so color is an appropriate use.